Do you like moving through virtual reality environments at a snail's pace, taking on enemies that are semi-randomly placed with no ability to dodge or strafe? Well then boy, have I got the game for you. Quantum Threshold is available now for MetaQuest headsets. Quantum Threshold is an interesting game. It has lots of ideas, but there are quite a lot of issues too. Now, you're a wheelchair-bound hero exploring environments in a sort of semi-like neon dystopia. Like, imagine the first Perfect Dark, the N64 one. That kind of environment. But of course, you're wheelchair bound, so everything is at ground level. There is no verticality, scaling buildings or anything like that. And the mechanics for movement are quite difficult. You move at a snail's pace because you have two controllers that you pick up from the front of your wheelchair, and you move your two sticks on your controllers in order to progress. But you can't hold one and a gun at the same time. And the enemy placement in the game is so irritatingly designed to catch you out that realistically you're only going to want to use one movement controller and hold a gun in the other hand, and this means your speed is cut in half. There is a boost mechanic which takes some recharge time and so on, but the majority of the way you're going to be crawling at a snail's pace through these environments. Now that contributes to your ability to look around and explore, grabbing pickups and cash, which will be important later, from the environment, and also making sure you're exploring every nook and cranny to find out where those enemies are hiding, because a wall-mounted turret round a corner can end your run. The game is essentially a roguelike. It's all about getting cash in these levels. The further you progress, the more enemies you kill, the more cash you get, and that can be taken back to your hub when you die, and spent on new weapons and upgrades and so on. And it takes some time to get into this. When you first start playing, you'll find that it's only 2 minutes into a level before you're taken down by an unsuspecting gun turret or ninja that's spawned behind you. Yes, enemies can spawn behind you. And it can be frustrating. It can be very annoying at first. But eventually, you'll learn the layout of the maps, and you'll learn where pickups will be, and be able to buy enough upgrades to progress through each stage. Now, the game is semi-random. Now, this means that there are level layouts that are identical, but occasional placements of enemies will change. The power-ups always spawn in the same spot, but the power-up that is offered in that spot can be different on each run. So what you'll find is you'll go into a level that you eventually become familiar with the layout through trial and error, and you know where the exit you need to head to is, but you still need to go slowly in order to make sure you're not picked off by some new enemy that's appeared that wasn't there on any of your previous runs. The enemy types have quite a bit of variety to them. There are ones that will charge at you and try to slash you. There are snipers, as I said before. There are turrets, the little gribbly things that crawl across the floor and leave, like, I don't know if they're like bombs or something, or some kind of thing that hurts you when you get near it. And there's also, on some of the levels, this big like drone helicopter thing that you can see it from a mile away. It has red lines that come down from it showing where its field of vision is. But if you get caught within that, it's over. Even when you get some health pickups and a shield and so on, and even if you're using your boost mechanic to run away, it's highly unlikely you're going to get out of that line of sight and still continue your run. So Quantum Threshold, it offers an intriguing take on the roguelike, but the difficulty is so aggressive at the start, and the game does not give you any kind of hand-holding at all. You spawn, and it tells you need to go into the level, so you go into the level, and then it doesn't tell you what you're doing when you're there. And you have to figure out, oh, I'm going to find the exit. And after a few runs, you realise that although the game throws up, like, investigate the area or something similar, it's always just find the exit. And occasionally you'll come across things in the level, such as having to shoot a control panel in order to unlock a door. Pretty basic stuff. I'd be reticent to call them puzzles. It's more just about finding the route through. And once you've done it once, it is the same every time. And every time is many times, because as I say, the difficulty is very aggressive at the start of the game. Once you have some familiarity and you've bought some power-ups, it does get a bit easier. It's manageable, but it's still quite aggressive. You'll still find almost every time you reach a new area, you will be respawning from the start of the level and going through multiple areas again. Once you've done some progress, you'll find there are boss fights and more variety that's thrown into the game. And the boss fights, again, are insanely aggressive, especially because you want to use your two guns. You want to amp up that firepower, but you still need to be maneuvering, and the maneuverability is limited. You're constantly in this face-off between, do I dodge and maneuver by using both of my steering abilities, both of my accelerators, or do I put them both away, just stand here and use both my guns and shoot, or one and the other, which is kind of like it's a half-baked solution that's solving neither problem. So Quantum Threshold makes you think a lot about how you use these two mechanics, the movement and the shooting. And realistically, in the time we had with the game, there's no straight answer. Every scenario asks for a different solution. So it is very much a game of trial and error, as you would expect from roguelite. And it is different to a lot of the shooting games that are available on the MetaQuest headsets right now. But different isn't always good. If you're looking for a run-and-gun shooter, or a Call of Duty or Serious Sam style game, this is not it. This is a game that you take slow and methodically. It's not a stealth game, but it is about making sure that you're covering all of your corners at every moment. It's a game in which you need to be paying attention to the enemy more than they are paying attention to you. The upgrades that you can get, each level only has a minor impact, but once you've accumulated quite a few, you do feel the difference. And the weaponry, the amount that you can go through and the upgrades you can get for each of them, some of which come through completing mastery challenges in the game, but it never tells you what the mastery challenges are. They do change the way the game plays, the way the combat plays, at least. So there is some variety and there is some compulsion to continue on, to keep pushing through the game. But if you're the kind of gamer that just wants something quick and easy and fun to play in their spare time and isn't looking for a new challenge, a very hefty challenge, then Quantum Threshold is not going to appeal. It's a game that it demands a lot from the player in order to enjoy. And the first hour, maybe more, of playing the game will be stuck in a situation where you're wondering what you're doing, why you have to play in this way and why you're constantly dying. It takes a while for this game to click. So most certainly the onboarding could do with some improvement. Quantum Threshold is available for MetaQuest headsets now, and if you are looking for a challenge in your VR experience, then sure, this has some interesting ideas and it's probably worth checking out. But if you're just getting started in VR and you're looking for something to entertain you and bring you the ideals of what this medium can be, this probably isn't the game for you.